Greetings, great Hamster Combat CEOs. Now, many people are thinking that without profit per hour, you will not be paid by Hamster Combat after you are a part of the game. No. And many people are also thinking that without increasing in level, you will not be part of the people that will get paid by Hamster Combat. No. And do not also think that if you don't play the game or do any of the tasks right there, that you won't be a part of this game. Now let me show you the reason why there is one thing, just one thing alone that you need to have to be able to partake in the portion of this distribution by Hamster Combat that will be available very soon. Meanwhile, I'm not going to just be speaking theories, but I'm going to show you proof from Hamster Combat's officially updated white paper as at the 30th day of July 2024. So now let's see this. The tokenomics. The key facts about tokenomics. Hamster Combat says HMSCR, which is Hamster Combat token, airdrops will be the largest airdrop in the history of crypto. Do not take this word for granted, because like you can see, there has never been a wave like that of Hamster Combat which you are seeing now in the history of cryptocurrency. So now it goes further to say, the number 2, observe this, 60% of the airdrop volume will be dedicated to the players. Now we haven't arrived at the point that I want you to get, but understand that a whole of 60% will be dedicated to everyone that partake in this game. Now I'm coming to the fact of you understanding that it doesn't matter your level or what you do or didn't do, you partake in receiving this airdrop, right? Now it goes further to say the rest is reserved for providing market liquidity, ecosystem partnerships and grants, rewarding sports and other items. Okay, now look at what it says in number 3. The game development will go on and there will be season 2 for the players. The project plans to launch updates to engage current players and involve new ones. So the reason why you're seeing fresh and new games and all of that is because they are trying to involve everybody. One. Secondly, you also got to understand along the line that another reason is because there is a whole lot involved in all this airdrop of a thing. If you see that Hamster Combat is a very complex project, it is so complex that this comprises of different teams, different group of companies and individuals coming as a cartel to be a part of the Hamster Combat. So you see there is a separate team for disbursement of the airdrop, which you know that Telegram and Ton is in that line. And now when you come to the game aspect, they are also trying to fix the extreme advertising aspect, and you see that that is also a separate category of people. And when you come to all those various cards, this comprises also of various categories of people. And now Hamster Combat is actually so complex that it has to undergo several stages of meeting with different personalities and groups to be able to finally come up with saying, okay, now take this portion of airdrop. This is the total we have got so far. This is what is left here. This ones will remain. Now this is how we are going to distribute this based on profit per hour and the rest of that. But we are still heading forward to let you know that it doesn't matter your level, your profit per hour, your coin balance, you playing the game, you getting the key, using daily combo and all whatnot. You will partake of the airdrop and you will convert it for cash if you may. But the question here is, what is this one thing that is required of you to have, or that is required of you to be able to partake in this, since it is not any of this? Now these things matters. This profit per hour level, playing the game, getting the key, daily combo, daily cipher, performing the daily task, the reward, connecting your exchange, all of those things, the playground, the driving of bicycle, they all matter. Now the question is, to what extent do you need it, and what exactly is the one standing factor that you must possess to be able to partake in this airdrop? Okay friends, just observe this. Let me show you something right here. Now look what it says here again for those of you that are planning your life on Hamster Combat. Now it says right here, Hamster Combat is not a competition or a race. Calm down. This game, mark the word game, it's a game. You play it. This game is all about community, friends, growing together. But it's also a game where you can experience what it's like to be in charge of one of the biggest crypto companies in the world for yourself. Would you make the right call? How much profit could you get? Mark that word, profit. In my words, I would say, how much profit per hour could you get, right? What can influence your decision making and why? And now it goes on to say, within the game, players are required to increase their coin balance, complete daily combos and ciphers, and get their daily rewards. All of that to maximize their passive income. So the only essence of all that you are doing is to maximize your passive income and ensure their exchange is working for them. If you look in Hamster Combat, the only provision for your game to work for you majorly is to increase your profit per hour, so that even at the moment you're not tapping, which you don't necessarily need all the time, the profit per hour can reach for extra 3 hours ahead, while even if you are offline. And for this last one, which is all that you need to partake in this airdrop, it is important you pay attention to every word and read it with me, or pay attention as I read it. This is what they published on their Hamster Combat English page as at yesterday evening. They said, "Dear CEOs, we've received a lot of comments about the new playground section and we want to address them. First thing first, participation in various activities will impact the amount of tokens received in the upcoming airdrop, not the fact of distribution itself. All players, but not bots, will receive tokens." Hope you get this. All players, as long as you play in this Hamster Combat. You're not talking about those using bots, like creating multiple accounts in one device, either one phone and the rest of that, and it's mining on its own. All those people will be disqualified. You get that, right? All will be disqualified. But it says all players and not bots. That means all players, all real people, all human beings playing this Hamster Combat game will qualify and get a portion of this airdrop. Now pay attention. We also want to clarify that no section of the game is mandatory to play. No section is mandatory. So for those of you asking, is it compulsory to get the key to do this? They are all important, but none is mandatory. It's not a must, it's not by force, you get, but it is good, it is important. And now it says, the goal of introducing new features like the playground is to even out the chances for real players. The reason for adding more new things and the rest of that, one of the reasons is to fish out real human beings that are playing. So if you are real human, so I suggest at least one, even if I know that key stuff is more like trash, but I suggest you get it at least one key from playing the bicycle, even though I know that they are working on minimizing the advertisement. So if this happens, go ahead, get at least one key through riding the bicycle or merging or the skin and the rest of that. And now it goes further to say, and players with different gaming styles to earn their share of tokens. Yeah, in as much as we see this as rubbish, you know, most of us are no longer that kids to come and doing all that. The young people in this game, some of them are 13, 12, 14, so they enjoy all of those things we see as trash. Even the extreme advert there, they still enjoy it. You get that, right? So it is fun for a set of people. If you enjoy that bicycle aspect at the moment, comment below. Now here is where we have the main thing. It says the only mandatory part to receive your tokens is to connect your Ton wallet to your profile. So when you open Hamster Combat, you see right now in this video description and in the comment section, I pinned the link to the video of how to correctly link your Hamster Combat to Ton. Now, if you connected it correctly, this is how you will know. You will, when you open that Ton wallet or the Ton Keeper, which most of us are using, the connect section, you will see the head of Hamster Combat there. If you don't see the Hamster Combat, just know that you have not connected it, and you don't take that for granted, because this is the only criteria that qualifies you for receiving airdrop.